am back today with a video talking about some different stock options for a 1913 pick rail adapted platform like this Palmetto State Armory AK-47 or this Bear Creek Arsenal bufferless 9mm. A lot of companies are utilizing that 1913 pick rail located on the rear of the receiver, allowing you to mount up a lot of stocks. Now, a lot of these options were very limited at first, but a ton of companies have been producing stocks like this, as well as pistol braces, and I've reviewed some of them in the past, but probably some of the nicest I've ever seen are these two right here, as well as the lineup from Jmac Customs. Now, Optics Planet sent both of these out to the channel for us to try out, and they have the code 704TAC or 704TAC for 5% off your Optics Planet order, and it's going to be valid on both of these stocks as well as the other ones I mentioned in this video. Now, the 1913 pick rail mount is pretty versatile, and it's on a ton of different bufferless designs, again, like a lot of these AK-47s that Palmetto State Armory is producing. They also have a few different options to go for the MP5 options, and they've got a ton of different options for different mounting platforms, whether it be a brace system or a stock system, and they also have different options whether you want to mount something to fold left or right, which is very nice when it comes to a more interesting design platform like this Bufferless 9. On this Bufferless 9, we have a left side charging handle, so folding to the left was nearly impossible, but this is almost a universal stock that allows you to fold left or right, and you can flip things accordingly. The other cool thing about these is they lock up rock solid. No matter what design I've used, they are a lock up rock solid mounting system, so they don't have a lot of play or wobble when they're being used down at the range. Especially once they're folded, they fold into a detent position, and that detent position allows a rapid deployment. Let's see if I can do this here on camera. So once it's folded, it's not locked into place, but does secure into a detent. So it's not going to flop around or fall off, but you can really deploy this rapidly by just pulling it out of the detent, and it just naturally locks into that groove system, and it's a tapered groove system, so as you kind of move it, it really locks into place very solid. So one of my favorite options for that AK platform, especially since you don't need to run a buffer on something like this, is having one of these kind of wireframe style folding stocks. This one has some QD slots. Again, it locks up solid, and it's got a very perfect length of pull. They offer a few different options for AK-47s that don't necessarily utilize the pick mount, but utilize part of the trunnion to mount. So you can, if you're doing a build or you're swapping something out, those are going to be some good options as well. And a lot of the options that have the pick mount can be really versatile. So say you decide you're done with the AK and you want to sell it, you can pull something like this off and throw it on that Bufferless 9 or the MPX or something with a 1913 pick rail on the back, and it's very versatile for different weapons platforms. Also, it's pretty cool because they have brace options and stock options, so if you don't want to do something like an SBR, you can grab one of their braced options, and they also have options that just have kind of like a little round at the end that you can put a tail hook on and a few different things like that. So one of my go-tos right now is the Jmac Custom TS8R. This one is really slick because it just is a good length of pull. I reviewed one of the Midwest Industries in the past, and Optics Planet sent that one out as well, and I really like it, but this one is a little bit more convenient with the length of pull and the overall feel, fit and finish, and looks. Now, the Midwest Industries one was a little bit more comfortable right here. It had a more sloped cheek well, but for me, this is comfortable enough. It works out good, and I really like that one. I do want to take a closer look at this before we kind of end this review video. This one also has a QD slot here, and this is also cool because that guy right there folds up. So when it deploys and folds over, you have a few different options that way as well. Now, since this one is folded to the right side, you actually have to pull down on this one, and you can see it hangs a little bit low, so you could kind of click that up and have it stowed very nicely without getting caught on everything. And again, this one rides in a detent, so you can see it's not going to flop around. This one also is pretty slick because you can adjust the height on the back of the pick rail, and you can adjust the arm bar up and down in the rear of this mounting attachment, allowing to clear ejection ports like this guy right here. And if you want a little more room, you can move it down. If it's folded to the right, you can move it up. So they're very versatile in almost every application when you're installing these things, and they are made out of some quality materials, and installation is very simple. Unfortunately, because of YouTube's policies, I cannot show this installation, but guys, they're just simple as a couple of bolts and attach it to a pick rail. And especially something like this, you can just flip the mechanism, then flip the rod, and it'll flip left or right. Probably one of the most versatile stocks that they offer. Definitely something I can recommend. And that guy is going to be the AB8R. So definitely check out the information in the description below. Unfortunately, I can't link directly to any of this, but I can post some of the information as well as a link to my campsite page. My campsite page is an aggregate site of all the best deals I find on the internet. So if you're interested in deals on Palmetto State Armory AK-47s or the new Bear Creek Arsenal Bufferless 9s, definitely check out my campsite page. I update that on a daily basis. Also want to give a huge shout out to Callaway Ballistics for always supporting the channel and sending over 9mm to help run this Bufferless 9. I've got the code 704 Tactical for free shipping on ammo orders over $200. And I also have the code 704 Tactical for 5% off your Bear Creek Arsenal order as well if you were interested in one of these Bufferless 9s. Thanks for watching, and again, a huge shout out to Optics Planet for sending both of these out to the channel for us to try. Have a good one.